Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese lead the WNBA merchandise sales up 1,000%. It's 1,000% increase in player items, mostly in part because of them. And that poses a question. By the way, I say round of applause because that's great, right? We all want the WNBA to succeed, and it's cool to see women's sports exploding like that geyser in Yellowstone. And it's mostly because of them, but it does pose a question, and there's layers behind this question. Are you willing to wear women's WNBA merchandise? And you're probably thinking, well, of course, why wouldn't you? Well, there are reasons as to why, perhaps. Because we have certain rules. And how do those certain rules apply when it comes to WNBA merch?
Well, you got to remember, the first instinct isn't always right. Like, your first instinct would be like, what, if you don't wear women's merch, what are you, sexist? And then you got to think, all right, you're a grown-ass man. If you were in the jersey of like a 20-year-old female, does that make you a little bit of a creepy dude?
Hold on, because you could reposition this, and Danny G nailed it. We've had a rule for years, Rich. Years. That it's a little odd when you're wearing a jersey of a dude younger than you. It just feels weird because we always looked up to our heroes.
Yeah, we always get the throwbacks like the Bo Jacksons.
So you'd get a classic jersey if you were going to buy one because it's just weird. I'm not saying you can't root for a younger player, but it feels weird. So if it feels weird to wear a younger man's name on your back, isn't it extra weird to have a younger woman's name on your back? So that's not even sexist.
No.
It's just a rule, and then it's weirder because it's a young woman.
I actually think I hear what you're saying because I have felt the same way, but I feel like it's
Is this different?
It is different.
It's different?
I
It's
think
weird.
it's
Wow.
different.
It's the same, but it's different.
It's the same, but it's different, and I don't know why. But it is.
If someone could put their finger on it.
Like if I saw you, wearing a Bryce Young jersey, I would be like, oh, that's interesting. You like the kid? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's
But
like if you got some guy, some grown man in Baltimore, like, Gunnar Henderson, there's something a little like, hey, is he your kid, your grandkid?
He should be wearing a Ripken jersey or a Brooks Robinson or something like that.
But if you were wearing, perfect example, a Caitlin Clark jersey, I feel like you would, people would be like, all right, yeah, Caitlin Clark. Like, is it because she is who she is now? She's the moment? Or like if a guy was wearing Angel Reese, I feel like they wouldn't get that either. Like, I don't know why it's different, but it is.
Is it because WNBA is history in the making right now?
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's what it is. Okay, now here's another layer.
He's on it.
Here's another layer.
Okay.
And Rich, got to give you credit for this one. And I'll let you explain.
Yeah.
But there may be a weird jealousy factor into why you wouldn't want to even do this. That doesn't really apply with the men's jersey. Example.
Listen, my wife, not jealous. I'm not jealous, but there's plenty of jealous people out there. Jealousy
there's a jealous girl in our town.
I mean, think of how many people let me see your phone. Who are you talking to? Where are you? Think of the jealous people you've dealt with in your life. What if you're a dude that's like, I really love Kelsey Plum, or like a good-looking female athlete. There might be wives or girlfriends that are like, yeah, I'm not cool with that. Like, you don't know.
More of a Jason Kelsey guy.
Yeah, it's not a...
No, there's a lot
It's not
of
a crazy
dudes,
thought.
Could be, yeah.
There's a lot of dudes that think Angel Reese is good looking, right?
Sure, yeah.
So what if there's a guy who's always liking her photos, always saying how hot she is, and then he's with a new woman, and she knows how he feels about her. He's got the hots for her, and now he's wearing her name on his back. He's not willing to give this woman a ring, but he's wearing an Angel Reese jersey. That could cause some situations that don't apply in men's jersey world.
Yes, but I think that is a very specific example because you two don't do that, right? Like you're not out there putting on Twitter that you think a girl is hot. That's not your style. So maybe if you were wearing a woman's jersey or a woman's shirt, nobody would think, oh, that's creepy because you guys aren't creepy.
But there's a lot of creepy dudes.
There are a lot of creepy dudes.
There's a difference or a fine line between you're being thirsty for that woman and being supportive of that woman, right?
Yes.
So there's that fine line that doesn't necessarily apply.
Yes.
So this isn't really a sexist conversation. There's just layers to it that you really haven't thought about.
Sure, yeah.
And we bring this up again because it went up 1,000%.
I mean, many layers that we've never thought about. The WNBA has brought up conversations that we never had before. I recently saw, aren't there like two players engaged on different teams because there's a lot of lesbians in the WNBA. Like they could be playing against ex-girlfriends. Like
Oh, you know that.
That doesn't
for
exist
sure.
as much in other sports.
Right.
So look at it. All right, I'll give you the example. Let's say some dude was constantly commenting on like Cameron Brink's page, like fire emoji, fire emoji.
I'm sure there are.
What a tall, hot glass of water. Like, if they were being creepsters.
Why are you reading my comments?
No cap.
And then this dude's got Cameron Brink gear. His girlfriend might be like, all right, creep.
Right.
Right, but that's right. But yes, again, creep is as creep does.
So creep recognize creep.
Creep
I think that's it, right? So we ask you, Fox Sports Radio Nation,
Hey, Forrest.
would you wear a WNBA jersey, and why or why not? 877-99 on Fox, or hit us up at Covino and Rich. I'm not saying no, but that jersey would have to be fire. Like, it also has to be a team or a person or a jersey I think is worth investing
Or what if
in.
you met her? What if all of a sudden on our show, Fox Sports Radio, let's say Angel Reese came by and we're like, yo, she was such a delight. What a nice woman.
Yeah, that's what
and
I'm
then
saying.
you might be like,
I'm not
I got her
saying
shirt.
no, dude, but there would have to be some strong convincing
All
that
right.
this is the move for me.
Is it odd if I wear a Simone Biles singlet?
Think about it.
Is that
A onesie, you mean?
like a onesie,
Okay.
like a gymnastic? No.
I mean,
about it.
that's weird for different reasons.
Okay,
we'll
fair
talk
enough.
off air.
All right. Well, hey,
Well, anyway, speaking of creeps, it's Covino and Rich. We're not the creeps. We're just saying that wearing a woman's jersey could be a little creepy. If you're not willing to wear a younger man's jersey, why would you be willing to wear a younger woman's jersey? Because that's one of our rules, because it feels weird. If I was in the market for a Yankees jersey, I wouldn't buy an Anthony Volpe jersey. I'm buying a Derek Jeter jersey, or a Mattingly jersey, or a Mantle jersey. The legends. Guys older than me.
There's a caveat here. I think if it's a franchise guy, it's not weird. Like if
Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Okay.
a weird
Like-
one.
like
I
if
think
I
you do, Aaron
dude,
Judge.
All right,
if
but
I
all
bought
of a sudden you're just a big WNBA person, you're like, oh, she's a franchise woman, so I'm buying it.
Right, I mean, if
and
I
we
bought-
also say you only buy jerseys of teams you root for. All of a sudden you're such a diehard fan, you're buying that jersey. Like, it's also very front runner-ish, right? And that goes against my rules. I'm not invested in a team or a person enough to buy that jersey.
I think it's kind of what Danny G said. It's the moment right now, supporting women's sports. So I feel like maybe in 5 years,
So can
we're
I-
having a different
Can I
conversation.
pull a Rob Lowe and just buy a hat that says WNBA on it?
Sure.
Like, in support?
Sure.
like his NFL hat.
Yeah,
Sure.
like remember
NFL.
Rob Lowe had the NFL hat because what team would I represent?
pick one.
I'd have because that's not even right. That's
The
against all my
WNBA
rules.
just started.
That's against all
WNBA just
my
started
belief.
for
I don't have
year.
a team that I root for.
This
New
was-
York Liberty, Sabrina Ionescu. There you go.
Dude, this was year one of the WNBA for a lot of people.
Wow.
No, that's the truth. I'm not being rude. It's been around, but
it could be rude and true all at the same time.
So
Established
my
2024.
stance. I want to make it clear. My stance here is not against women's sports.
no,
and it's also not coming from a sexist place. It's
I
coming
agree.
from the standard rules that I always lived by.
Yes.
So how do I show support? I'll try to figure that out. Maybe I'll come up with an idea. But if you didn't like my Rob Lowe one. But the question arises because it went up 1,000% in sales, mostly in part by Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, obviously.
Why don't you just wear a hat with a picture of a sandwich?
and support food.
All right, I have a reverse sexism question for you, Mons.
Okay.
Last night on The Bachelorette,
Ooh.
Covino told me
2 nights ago.
Yeah, 2 nights ago.
Yeah,
Covino
yeah,
was
yeah.
telling me that the Bachelorette had all the dudes doing a striptease, and he's like, "There's no way a Bachelor would ever be able to have all the women do a striptease."
Absolutely not.
What a ridiculous double
it was-
standard that is.
And also, yes, it's not comfortable for a girl.
Like, I want the world to know us men are not pieces of meat.
But the same way where
We
a
want the
girl,
full Monty.
the same way a girl may be like, "I'm gonna get a Bryce Harper jersey because he's cute." Would it be creepy for a guy to be like, "Let me find the hottest WNBA player and get her jersey"? Is that creepy?
Yes.
See?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
See?
Think about it.
You got your answer. All right.